Hey friends, it's Rachel with the Ponds Farmhouse, and today I'm sharing another old school craft with you. This is a pot holder made with a weaving loom, and they're just really so pretty. You can change up your designs. You'll see here I use blue and gray, and they're very sturdy. I used to make these as a kid. I actually had a handmade frame out of wood instead of metal like this one. And the hooks on it were actually made out of nails instead of this metal here. So anyway, I wish I still had that one, but I have no idea what happened to it. All you need to make a pot holder is this metal frame, and then there's also a hook that you pull through. It's a weaving hook, and these fabric loops that we're going to be stretching over these hooks here on the weaving loom. So we're going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back to show you how this all comes together. This is such an easy project. You just take those fabric loops that come with the loom, or you can purchase different colors, and you just stretch them over the frame, making sure that you're matching them up vertically across there or horizontally across. What I'm doing here is, you see, I'm doing the blues first, and then I'm going to switch off to the grays, and that's going to give me a pattern that I really wanted with this particular pot holder. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this one out, and I'll show you how it all turns out. See how quick and easy that was? I ended up doing 6 blue, 6 gray, and then another 6 blue. Now we're ready to do the weaving. So what you want to do is take your hook, and on the small end, you're going to go over, under, and you're just going to keep doing this all the way across, over, under, until you get to the other side. Sometimes you have to be careful, make sure you've got both loops of each, both sides of each loop, I should say, over and under. See, I'm trying to pull them apart there to get it where I can see it. Gets a little easier as you go to the second row, but it's not very complicated. So now we've got it all the way across, and what we're going to do is go ahead and hook a loop on here. And we're starting with the blue, and you just want to get it hooked onto the hook, and then turn the hook sideways and start to pull it back through. So it's pretty easy to do. Sometimes you have to kind of wiggle it to make sure you get over it, and then just attach it on the other side. So now you've got your first woven piece, and you want to keep it really taut and in line. So next row, we're going to go under first, and then over. If we can get it started here, just over and then under. And you can see I'm kind of pushing with my fingers to help make this process go a little easier, but it's fairly simple. Even kids can do this. And you can, what's really so fun about these is that you can make any pattern that you want to. You can use different colors. The loom actually comes with multicolored loops, and you'll see if you check out my blog post what those look like. Those were the first ones that I did, but for my house, my farmhouse, I wanted these blue and gray pot holders so that they would kind of match my kitchen decor, if that makes sense. So see how we're doing this? We're just going back and forth. This time we're under, over. Nothing complicated here. I think the key thing is that you keep the fabric loops in line with the hooks so that when you get to the end, you've got room to actually finish it off. I know a lot of times if they start sliding down, and they will, you'll not have enough room. So we're just going to finish this out real quickly. Okay, and now we're down to the very last one. I'm just going to quickly show you how tight it starts getting on this lower end, which makes it a little bit more difficult to get the hook underneath and over. But as long as you've got them pulled taut and everything's in line, then you shouldn't have too much trouble. This is also a place where sometimes you might accidentally pull a loop loose, but you can just slip it right back on. It doesn't, you're not going to have any damage there. So we're going to go ahead and pull this through, get this last loop in. And what you'll notice is that we've just got all of the loops going straight across. They line up with each other on the loom, and got it tightened up, and we're ready to pull that last one through. This one you have to kind of wiggle a little bit so you can get in and under and not catch the actual fabric loop. It's a little tight. I think I've got something stuck, maybe a piece of the, like a loose thread or something that's kind of stuck here. So I'm trying to get that loose, and then we can go ahead and pull this on through. Okay, let's see if we can get it to pull through now. There we go. Finally, I got that loose. And once we get it through, we got the last one on the loop, and we want to just tighten it up real quickly. Make sure that it's all in line. And we've got about an even amount stretched over each end of the, on the weaving loom. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and finish this off. And this is fairly easy as well. We're going to start on a corner. You want to lift off one of the loops, kind of open it up with your finger, and then take the other loop under and through that first loop. Then pull this one and add another one to it. Sometimes because they're so tight, you're going to want to pull it a little taunter as you go along. So see how I'm doing here, and this is just finishing off the edge of the pot holder. So it's just a little tedious, I guess you could say, just because you're trying to run that through and with your fingers, and they're a little tight. So just keep going across until you've got all of those finished. Okay, now once you get two corners or two sides released from the frame, what you're going to notice is that the loops on the other sides are starting to kind of loosen up, and they can slip off. So what I do is I just keep it taut, go ahead and pull some pieces over and let them attach back to the frame to keep everything pulled so that these loops will not start to slip off. See, they've already started to do that just because it was loose. So once you have that done, go ahead and continue on around. You may need to go ahead and do this again on the corner that we're working on, because again, you want it pulled away from the ones that are still trying to hang on to the frame. the loops that are still trying to hang on to the frame. But again, this just goes real quick and easy. I'm going to speed this up and let you see how it finishes off. And then I'll show you how we shape it up, and we're ready to have a beautiful new pot holder. Okay, now we're at the very end, and we're going to bring off that very last loop. And this loop is actually going to be your hanger. So you want to kind of pull it as taut as you can. You can go ahead at this point and let go of all these that are in here and start to stretch them back out. They'll fit right back in, I promise you, as you stretch your pot holder. So a lot of people are concerned that when they see that stretching across, that it's going to misshape their pot holder, but it won't. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're going to pull it up a little bit taunter, and then going in with the loop that it's wrapped around, go under it and back up through it again. And this will just kind of tie it off. This is a little tight again, so just bear with me. We'll get that through there. Okay, well, still haven't got it, so get your loops as loose as you can so that you can get it through. There we go. Now, all you have to do is just tighten it down, open it up a little bit, pull it really tight, then push it back so it's set, and then now you've got a loop to hang your pot holder with. And isn't it cute? It's turned out so good. I love the colors here, and the ones I did it for my beach cottage are really cute too. So I think you'd really like that. Now, one last thing we want to do is get the shape square, and it just takes a little bit of pulling on it, you know, stretching to make sure it looks like it's finished. And so now we're ready. Now there's some strings, loose like threads on these loops. They're not perfect. So what I do is I go ahead and just trim off any loose threads, and you shouldn't have any trouble with it fraying anymore. After you do that, just get rid of all the loose threads, and then you're ready to use your pot holder for taking out your hot pots and pans, but you can also hang it in your kitchen. They just make great decorative pieces. They're very country looking, very farmhouse looking, and this craft is so easy to do. It's very stress reducing. So let's see how they look.